Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Multifamily Report, Market News and Industry Insights. I'm your host, Travis Watts, the Director of Investor Development here at Ashcroft Capital. In today's episode, what we're talking about are apartment rents in 2024, the return to normal. Disclaimers, as always, never financial advice, not going to tell you or anyone what to do with your money. Please always seek licensed financial advice. With that top of mind, apartment rents are all about supply and demand. So I want to quickly show you a chart from RealPage so that we can see what asking rents have done since 2015 when we first became a company here at Ashcroft Capital. So taking a look at the left of the chart, we see that the rent growth was hovering steadily between 4 and 5% a year from 2015 up until about the onset of the pandemic. Then demand dropped out as people lost their jobs, businesses were closing, families moved in together, and so on. That was the unfortunate reality of 2020. And then stimulus money was pumped out to Americans nationwide and to businesses as well. And as businesses began to reopen and hiring came back and the market started to quickly recover, this placed a high level of demand on apartments once again, and we can see that massive uptick in rents in 2021. Now, it's crazy to think on a national average that we experienced double-digit rent growth in many major U.S. markets, which, by the way, is not healthy, and it's also not sustainable. Let's just imagine for a moment if rents went up 10% a year for the foreseeable future, and the average American was getting about a 4% annualized pay raise. Obviously, apartments and shelter would become unaffordable for Americans after about a decade of this and completely unsustainable after 20 or 30 years. That's why the long-term historic trend for rent growth has been about 2.9% a year, according to RealPage. And Freddie Mac, in their 2024 economic forecast, is suggesting that rents could be about 2.5% in terms of growth this year. Once again, this is simply a return to normal. So moving back to the chart real quick, the Federal Reserve began pumping the brakes on the overheating economy as inflation started to kick up in 2022. They began raising rates aggressively. The government stimulus programs began to phase out around this time simultaneously. And so we can see that the normalization began. So if you're out there skimming headlines and you happen to stumble across some fear-based headlines about no rent growth or declining rent growth in the multifamily sector, just remember it's a return to normalcy. We cannot expect double-digit rent growth year over year. The demand is out there. There's a lot of people right now priced out of single-family homes. There's college students graduating every single year. There's babies being born every single day, so the demand and fundamentals remain robust. If you want to learn more, check out the news section at ashcroftcapital.com. Here you'll find quarterly market reports, industry articles, and much more. If you'd like to connect, I'd be happy to connect with you. You can always reach out to Travis at ashcroftcapital.com. If you're interested in investing, visit ashcroftcapital.com and click on current offerings at the top of the page. You're listening to Multifamily Report, Market News and Industry Insights. I'm Travis Watts. We really appreciate you being here. We appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel and videos like these reach more investors like you. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.